Typical mistakes. Now let's look at some typical mistakes that are made when calculating powers. Here we have the number -3 raised to the second power. Here it says -3 to the second power equals to 9. This is wrong. One might think that -3 to the second power corresponds to -3 multiplied by -3, both in parentheses. We know that a negative number multiplied by another negative number results in a positive number. But in this case, it is wrong to calculate the -3 to the second power in this way. -3 to the second power equals to -9. Because -3 squared is calculated in this way. The number 3 is repeated, but the negative sign remains outside this repetition. We only repeat the number, not the sign. So we calculate 3 times 3 in parentheses with a negative sign outside, since it is not repeated. This gives us 9, and with a negative sign it becomes -9. So -3 to the second power gives us a result of -9. This is the correct result. To obtain the operation -3 times -3, we have to put both 3 and the minus sign in parentheses. Here we have the exponent 2 above the entire parenthesis, which includes both the minus sign and the 3. So let's calculate -3 in parentheses altogether raised to the second power, which is equal to, in parentheses, -3 times in parentheses -3, which is equal to 9, because two negative numbers multiplied together make a positive number. A negative times another negative equals a positive. Another typical mistake is to calculate 3 to the second power equals to 6. This is wrong. We're not doing 3 times 2. The number 2 indicates the number of times the number 3 must be multiplied by itself. So we're doing 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Three to the second power is equal to 3 times 3, which is 9. 3 times 3 is the same as doing 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is equal to 9. Another typical mistake is to think that a negative exponent gives us this type of result. 2 raised to the power of -3 is equal to -8. This is wrong. A negative exponent indicates that we have to calculate the reciprocal of the number with a positive exponent. This happens because a negative exponent means reversing the multiplication of the base. For example, with 2 raised to the power of -3, we do the reciprocal of 2 to the third power. 1/2 to the third power. We solve 2 to the power of 3, which is 8, and we get 1/8. This is a summary table of the typical mistakes that are made in powers. In red, the mistakes, and in green, the correct calculations.